Mandatory drug testing will not only benefit welfare recipients, but America as a whole. I believe helping people is a good thing as long as they appreciate it and are not taking advantage of you or whoever they are receiving the help from. How many of you know someone who has government help? I'm sure at least one of us knows someone who is. Now, how many of you know someone who receives government help and takes advantage of it on a regular basis? Hello, my name is Casey Offen, and I'm here to hopefully persuade you that mandatory drug testing is a good thing. Mandatory drug testing for welfare recipients, also known as Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, which is abbreviated capital TANCF. First of all, I believe it would cut down on fraud and people who are just abusing the help that they are receiving, whether it be money, a check form, or food stamps. By this I mean, if you are getting help from the government, I don't think it's fair for you to be able to ride around in an expensive car with expensive rims, expensive electronics, and expensive clothes when there are people out there who need help and to support their family but can't receive it because they make too much money. But yet, the taxes that are being taken out of their paychecks is going to people who abuse the system and aren't using it in ways that it's intended to be used. Now, if you're married, single, or have kids, and you're receiving help from the government, that's okay. But I feel you should be able to have a drug test to prove that you're not doing anything illegal and that you deserve and really do need the help that you're receiving. And if you ever fail a test, I believe that you should be terminated for a while and not be able to receive any help. And if you pass your test, then fine. That means you should be doing good and shouldn't have any problem. Now, some would argue that this violates the Fourth Amendment, which is search and seizure. But think of the people you know who work at least one job, maybe even two jobs, and are not able to see their family as much as they would love to because they're out working, supporting not only themselves, but their families as well. Only to know that what is being taken out of their check is going to people, not all people who receive welfare, but some who are just sitting at home on their butts all day and not doing anything. Those people who work hard for everything so they can have nice stuff and be able to go and do places, but are having to pay for people who are sitting home or doing illegal things that they shouldn't be doing. I, for one, don't believe that's fair, and I believe that it does not violate search and seizure, because if the people who work and have a job, if they have to have a drug test to get a job, don't you think it's right for you to have one that you don't have a job? I think that's only fair. Now, Florida passed the law last year that states, and I'm saddened to know that it was only in effect for 4 months, but they give a drug test to 4,086 welfare recipients and told them if their test came back negative, then they would be reimbursed for it. If it came back positive, then they wouldn't. However, this did cause Florida it kind of hurt them in a sense because they spent $45,000 reimbursing the recipients for the ones whose test came back positive. And that is from aclu.org. I'm glad that Florida passed this law, like I said, but I'm saddened that it only lasted for 4 months. I also think they shouldn't have had to pay them back and reimburse them for their test, because if you are holding a job or getting help from someone such as welfare, why would you want to abuse it and do something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, but yet you're doing it anyway? I don't think this is fair, and I believe that drug testing is a good thing for welfare recipients, and it just isn't fair for people, no matter the race, ethnicity, to be able to receive government help, but at the same time choose privileges, the privileges that they are getting, they're abusing it and buying unnecessary items that are not needed. I also believe that by requiring drug testing, that the future generations, such as teen mothers, teenagers in general, and the children of this day and time who are growing up, if they know that they don't need to sit home all day and watch TV and play video games or read or whatever they're doing, this should hopefully give them goals and make them become more ambitious to do better for themselves and their children as well. I believe that in this day and time, you need to kind of have a little kick in the behind to push you forward and to make you want to do better. And I believe that by requiring mandatory drug testing, not just in North Carolina, but in the other 49 states as well, that this will help not just with teenagers and the children of future generations, but even as the adults of this day and time as well. And I also believe that Abraham Lincoln said it best when he said, "You cannot help men permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves." Thank you.